It was all a dream, but yours is about to become a reality. Hi, guys, I'm Angel Holmes, and this is the Never Stop Dreaming Biggie podcast. Each week, I'm bringing you conversations that really matter, from solo deep dives to episodes with my husband, Brian, and featuring incredible guests who are building businesses, creating communities, and making an impact. We're keeping it real and sharing what actually works so you can make your biggest dreams happen. I love him. He's so great. Thank you so much for giving us this platform and letting us share everything you're going to let us share tonight. You're going to pray. Amen. Okay. Amen. Gosh, that's a good way to start our podcast. Podcast number 6 of Never Stop Dreaming Biggie. With
Number
our
6. What?
number 6. With our regular guest. One and only.
Semi-regular.
No, you're regular. You're regular.
Regular.
We have so much to talk about, by the way. We have so much to talk about from last week. But Brian is in a new spot in the house. I'm back in the islands. Whoop, whoop, and I got a lot of props tonight. But
Should
Brian,
we talk about how you couldn't get your headphones working because they weren't plugged in? Should we start with that?
and I was just gonna say we were getting along so well. We actually have not gotten a fight. We got in a fight with Chase, but not with each other tonight. So that, and I wanted to. There were some moments. He had to take a nap before he did this because he needed his beauty. But I have kept him up all day, so he deserved a nap. But he is in a new background. Brian, what does it say behind you?
The best is yet to come.
The best is yet to come, and that is actually it's a bar. It's a bar you're standing at. You're standing at a bar.
The bar you had made, yes.
Yes, so it is a bar, so people know
Yes.
we've got a bar going on. So he's at my bar, which is pseudo an office as well for me. So I work from there sometimes. But you can't show your camera down a little bit on there? You can show some props. You've got lots of props too.
I can show all kinds of stuff.
He's got oh my gosh, like y'all, so much stuff.
Every square inch of the bar is covered.
Every square inch. It's so, yeah, my Nicaragua Barbie. And I have so much. We'll play with all this. It's just like my desk. I have lots of fun stuff. But anyway, let's just talk about, first of all, audience. Thank you so much. I think the Brian episode, the meeting director of No Fun, was our number one of the month. I think everyone loved it. And I was privileged. I am always privileged to do this with Brian, but I was out with him at a well-attended event. We had a memorial for Natalie Dupree. If you know Natalie Dupree, she was amazing. She did so much for the culinary community. And we had her memorial today, and I was speaking at it, which I felt very honored. But Brian, everyone was coming up to him and being like, Brian, I know you, Brian. And literally, he had never met any of these people. None of
It's a
them.
who's who of culinary Charleston, and
they all knew Brian. I thought he should have a Sharpie and start giving his autograph. He's getting known. First of all, he's known for my social media, but you're really known from this podcast, Brian. People are like, we love Brian. I think they're going to be T-shirts for "We love Brian." I think it's going to be a thing.
I think you might be overselling that, but thank you.
I don't know. You're a big hit, so we got big shoes to fill tonight, and we actually are going to share some super super cool stuff tonight because it's our first episode where we're going to talk more about the homestead, because we've kind of like teased it a little bit, but this is what we are working on passionately, and we are very excited about it. So we get to share our dream. You excited, Brian? Excited?
I'm excited. Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, and we might have a little
excitement
beverage.
is my
Cheers.
legal middle name.
Your title is Big Pimpin'. We
Mr.
should change.
Mr. Excitement.
Oh my gosh, we should have our company name be Big Pimpin' LLC. I bet there's already a Big Pimpin' LLC. I bet it's Jay-Z. But anyway, because that was Brian's title in my phone when we first met. He's Big Pimpin'. Okay, so let's not get too distracted because we could go on a whole. I'm in the mood because I have my lay on. Brian brought me this back. He had a luau at his job. Ooh.
Yes.
The luau. Did y'all like dance and do like Hawaiian songs, or what was that all about?
No dancing, but they had like multiple food trucks and all kinds of nice things. So it was, yes, for any of my coworkers or bosses that might fire me after this episode. they
we're not supposed to.
did a really good job of appreciating the employees.
I was jealous. I was like, "Dang, that is so cool." And I do get a little jealous sometimes of his job because he has perks like that, and I don't not
and
'cause
and a
no
guaranteed paycheck every
right.
week,
No
every 2
one's
weeks.
no one's throwing parties for me except for me, so but I was so excited to get my lei, and then my shirt so one thing I wanna do in the bar, which we're gonna talk more about today, is wear fun this is what I want a uniform to be, like, fun concert tees and other kind of fun things, but mine says, "But first, let me thank God." I love it. Love it. We're gonna talk about that. So, but yeah, so let's thank God because this dream, this crazy little dream of mine came about because of God. It really did. And it's happening because of God. And I'm gonna share this because this is before Brian. We have some BBs in the house. We have some BBs before Brian was around. But I've always loved the Caribbean. I have a funny story. When I was 13, it was my very first trip that I went to the Caribbean, Caribbean, whatever you call it, either one. But my dad sent my sister and he just put us on the plane. He was like, surprise. It was our birthday of summer. And we went to Guadeloupe, which is down really pretty far down south in the Caribbean, with our just passed away grandfather's caregiver slash girlfriend. So she was older than us, obviously. And she knew French. And I think she picked the island. But anyway, we just were in a plane and then we were on the way to Guadeloupe. And I was so pissed off at my dad. So pissed off. And that like super, I mean, can you
At
imagine?
Ernie?
I was so
Mad
mad.
at
I
Ernie?
was
How does that happen?
13 because I was a brat. I was 13. My sister was 17. And then I don't remember how old the caregiver was, but I was like, I wanted clothes. I wanted so much more than going to this island.
You
I was
were a
13.
brat.
I was
Oh my
such a
god.
brat. I was such a brat. I was deservedly a brat. And that's a whole nother story that will be in my book. But I was a brat. But we get there and it is amazing. First of all, there's no drinking age. I was 13.
You were a brat.
So that was fun.
You were
I immediately
you were
saw the benefits of the
a
island.
drunk brat.
We had some fun. And then we stayed at this house and there was 2 kids our ages that spoke French and I was learning French. I knew a little bit, but they also spoke American and they would take us out and
American.
we would go to discotheques and they were super into Madonna and like all this stuff. It was so much fun. We would hike waterfalls and like we had no parents anywhere. The caregiver, I don't think we saw her once. So we just had a good old time. And that's when I came back and I
Your
was like,
dad was parent of the year for that
oh my
trip.
gosh, I came back, I was like, I was so wrong about that trip. I am so glad you didn't get me clothes. That was so cool. And I made a pen pal and we wrote each other letters for a while, but it was so cool. And I literally, when I came back, I was like, I don't ever want to leave. I want to live in the Caribbean. I loved it so much. And then I spent the rest of my time after that as much as possible going down there. I did not do a lot of travel to Europe or Asia. I do regret that a lot. I wish I'd gone to more countries, but I went to the Caribbean every single, besides Disney, it was like my place. I was always going down there. So I have been to the majority of the islands, not all of them. And I've always loved it. And I got married there. One of my marriages there. I celebrated my 10-year wedding anniversary there. I have
One of your anniversaries there.
my brother Court, who I love, I'm shouting out my brother Court. He had a boat and we traveled down there. We went down there. Anyway, so when I met Brian, one of the first things I told him, I think in our job interview first date was, hey, I have this crazy. So anyway, let me back up even more. Sorry. During BevCon, I felt like I was getting calling to open a cool bar in the Caribbean that would be unlike anything that's up down there. So I've started getting really serious about it. And I met Brian and I was really working towards it. So anyway, long story long, I was obsessed with it. I had a dream. I started visualizing it and started thinking about it. And I met Brian. I'm like, oh, this is a deal breaker. He's got to be into the stream. He's got to be into it. And what did I say? I told you what I was kind of thinking about. And what'd you say?
Said, who am I to kill that dream?
Exactly. Dream killer no more. He was like, yes, let's do it.
That's a good dream. That's a dream
So
that should.
I said, we want to do this. He said, yeah. So then I was getting back into my faith and I was like, God, hey, what's the deal? I have a great relationship with God where I can talk to him about anything and I pray about everything. And it really is so cool. Like I'm becoming a prayer junkie in a way, just because I believe it. It's so true. I mean, he hears you. I always now think about the Christmas, what's the Christmas show where he sees an angel every time the bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
It's a
Yeah.
Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. And when they have all the prayers go up to the sky and God hears them because they're all, I was like, that's so it. If you have more and more prayers, that's why I like prayers. Okay. So we are getting a little bit, we're getting a little bit faith oriented here because it is, like I said, this is not a Christian podcast, but our faith is super, super important. So you're going to hear about it a lot because it's really changed our lives. And anyway, so I felt like I was like, you need to do this and you need to make it a really special place, unlike anything that's ever happened in so many cool ways. So we're not going to give away all of the cool ways because then somebody might take our idea. But like I said to Brian today, they do not have us. They do not have me. They do not have the ideas completely. They will never be able to do what we're trying to do.
Or the connections you have.
Or the connections. Or you. They don't have
People.
Brian. They don't have director of no fun. They don't have the director of the, killing the
That
dreams.
is key.
Yes. So we
You
got,
mean the director of responsibility.
yes, we got the secret sauce with Brian. We got the secret sauce. But we are going to tell you tonight a little bit about it. And your time is precious and we know we don't want to keep you forever. But we also want to talk about the islands a little bit because we are about to go down there and you guys are the first to hear all this cool stuff. And if you have any contacts now, listen, everybody I meet, and I love you all. Everybody I meet has been to an island and you have opinions about that island. And I love that because I've been to a lot of those islands too. And I love sharing the things I love. But if you haven't done business in that island or aren't a business person in this respect, then you probably don't know what we need exactly, but we are open to ideas. Okay. I'm not saying you can send ideas, but I'm just saying this is what we need. So we are looking for a place that is, do you want to tell them the criteria? Do you know the criteria? Do you remember?
Fun,
It's every island out there.
sailboats,
Mhm.
sunshine,
Okay,
water.
okay. Sailboats. So very, very important. We want a community that is very driven to have sailboats. Ideally, I've seen this place in my mind so many times. I can literally draw it out now, which is cool. But we want it to be like on a I'll draw it, little cove with sailboats all around it. Yachts can be out here too, some big yachts. So sailboats, yachts. We have a little dock, and you can come get your little dinghy and come out there. And even we want Chase to be a part of this and my nephew Gabe, and so many other people, but we want them to have the little dinghy in the morning where they could go take people like breakfast and tell them about the day, whatever we're celebrating that day, because we're going to be celebrating stuff. And so that's kind of the plan. So sailboats. Yes. All right. What else?
Clear water, sunshine,
Okay. That's all the islands. Yes.
volcanoes,
No. My gosh.
non-active volcanoes.
You're right. It's not active. Do you not know the criteria?
Outside the primary hurricane zone as much
Hey,
as you can get within the
two.
Caribbean.
Okay, number two,
Yes,
we do want
yes.
to try to be down a little bit further south out of the hurricane zone because not that they hit all the time, but there are some islands that are prone to hurricanes and like Bahamas. No Bahamas, no
We
Bahamas.
don't want to have to evacuate or be
We
worried
don't want to
about
deal with that. I
evacuating
have lived,
every
we're gonna
three
have a
weeks in the
cool,
fall.
we're gonna have a cool tie to that kind of thing with our bar, but we do not want to have to be dealing with that all the time. We both lived through Hurricane Hugo. I was in Charleston. Brian was at Clemson. I mean, gosh, we're not going to talk about that, but I can only
That's
imagine.
God's country.
Yeah, it's catchy. But you experienced Hugo up there. So we've been through hurricanes. But we don't want to be in a hurricane zone. So down further south. So we're looking at like things down past St. Kitts, like, we're looking at Antigua, Dominica, Grenada, Trinidad, Grenadines. There are a couple other islands I was really interested in, like Guadeloupe, because that's where I first went, in Martinique. But we're not going to really say much, but I think we're going to stay with British English islands. It just makes it a lot easier for us. If somebody has experience working with a French island and they're like, it's here, I got the contact for you. They're awesome to work with, blah, blah, blah. We're on board. But we do have an amazing attorney. We got to shout him out, Matt Norton. Matt Norton, Charleston, South Carolina.
That's the
Matt,
man.
Matt's the man. We love Matt. Matt, thank you so much. You've been huge for us. And he has been going through the islands with us. He specializes in Caribbean law and he's based in Charleston. If that's not a God thing, I don't know what is. And thanks to LeGrand Alabash, who lived in St. Kitts for a while, that met with me and gave me a lot of good feedback. Like one thing, because we know, but it's not like a party every day. There's a lot. If you've never read the book, that the book, whatever that book is that I've read.
Jimmy Buffett
Well, Jimmy Buffett did the
did an album
Yeah,
about
did the
based on the
album
book,
about it.
right?
Yeah, Don't Get Out. Oh, what is it called? I know you guys are gonna know it. It's a great book. I read it, but it's just about this guy who goes down to buy a property and thinks it's gonna be amazing. It's all this. It's crazy. It's crazyville. So we know what it's like in the islands, but we love the islands. And I got married there. I dealt with the governments. Love it. We're gonna find the right place. God's gonna get us right place. But I don't remember my point. What was my point? I don't even know. Oh, but LeGrand was telling me about buying cereal there and how you'd find like maggots and stuff. And so Brian is a very much a germaphobe. I cannot wait.
Not maggots, like weevils.
Or whatever.
Very different.
Whatever they were, like Brian, I could see like gagging over that. Like
It's
he's
just
not
extra protein.
exactly good. Just I've tried to start warning him when we did Bourbon and Beyond, which was amazing, but Bourbon Festival, music festival in Louisville. We camped out, and I was like,
Louisville.
babe, I was like, babe, this is what it's going to be like in the islands. You're not going to have soap. You're not going to have running water. You're going to be in portalette kind of
Not
stuff.
gonna have soap.
You're not going to be able to flush toilet paper. Like it's a third world country. He thinks we're
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
be
yeah.
like watching the news every day. I'm like, there ain't no
We're gonna
TV,
have
bud.
soap. We will have soap. I promise you.
Not as abundantly as available as you have it here. In our place, yes, but when we go out, I mean, we are going to be in a different situation. So, hey, so before you get in touch with us about like how it's going to be, we know how it's going to be. So, is there any more criteria, Brian?
Less, not too corrupt. How's that? Yes.
Yes, less
We want to
corrupt.
minimize corruption. Corruption's everywhere, but we want to go to a spot that is not rampantly corrupt.
Yes. We want good people. We want good people. We know it. We're surrounded where we live with some shady people, even though I love it. Don't, and that's what I love about our move because now we're getting used to the island lifestyle because we got guns where we live. Tell them there's a game where if you hear a pop pop, it's either a firework
Fireworks or
or
gunshots.
gunshot. So there's a
You
Facebook page
vote on Facebook.
where we live. So I'm like, this is perfect training for our island adventure. So yeah, so less corrupt. We also, I don't know if you mentioned this, but we don't really want to be where cruise ships are. Not that you can't have a cruise ship near us because we could go kind of further out, but cruise ship is not so our vibe. We need to talk about people we want it's this is upscale. This is gonna be nice. This is gonna not a woohoo. It's not a woohoo bar. So sorry, friends. If you want to bring your bachelorette party to our island, it ain't it. Or our bar, it ain't the part. It's not the bachelor. We might have one day a year that's a bachelorette party. We should do that. Oh my gosh. We should have the world's largest bachelorette party. Done. That's gonna be on the list.
One day a year, not
One day a year.
not the other
We'll have a bachelor one too.
364.
We'll do a bachelor one and I'll go away. And we'll have a bachelorette and you'll go away. We'll do that. Sarah, you're in charge of that one. See, ideas are just like flowing. But we do want upscale people. We do want it's, I'm not saying families aren't allowed because we want boats, but keep the kids on the boats with somebody else and you come to the bar. And we are going to limit how much you drink. It's not going to be a party bar. And all the proceeds that we raise from this bar and stuff we do with the bar will benefit disaster relief or a charity close to our heart. It might be a special situation going on in our lives or in the world or whatever, but we're gonna be a giving bar similar to ones I have seen in New York City. So that's kind of the plan.
You're gonna follow Jose Andres'
Yeah. So yeah,
example.
Jose,
Your
Jose,
hero,
Jose, you're
Andres, is
coming. You're coming. We've already talked to
Jose's.
World Kitchen. We'd love to work with World Kitchen. Jose, Jose, I met you during Chow Chow. It was like a highlight of my life. Thank you, Katie Button and Felix for introducing us. That was really
That
cool.
was cool. She,
Yeah.
by the
So
way, Angel did not bring me along with her to meet Jose.
I didn't. Oh,
No.
you're probably in ticketing.
I was busy working while she was hanging out with one of the greatest people in the world.
Jose. Oh my gosh, he's definitely in my top 5 people. Ed Milet's going to be my top, probably like 2. You're my top 1. Babe, you're my top 1. And my kids. I mean,
And we're gonna have
when I
Dabo
meet
Swinney too.
Jesus, Dabo can come. We can
Yeah.
listen. Okay, so really quick too on the whole layout because we got to go. We've already been here like 30-something minutes. We're looking for a bar/retreat. So we're calling it the Homestead Bar and Retreat. You can follow us on social media at the Homestead Bar. We're going to be sharing more and more about our journey. We're going to be traveling to a couple of these islands this year. So we want to hear your feedback. If you know of any places that we should check out, we have a great travel agent, but we have a little bit of a special situation because we want to kind of island hop. So if you have friends down there, if you have places recommended we could stay, they're kind of flexible, even boats, I think we'd be open to that. Let us know. We're going to be coming down here. So every month will be our journey about the homestead. That's our goal. That's why B's here. He's going to be talking about it, sharing more. But we want a place that has a bar. We want some little retreat bungalows. We want a pavilion if we want to do retreats. It's not a hotel. You can't stay there unless you're either a friend of the homestead, which is something you can actually get a membership to. My Brighter Side members this year got a free membership. I will not offer that again, but they got a free member. They're our very first friends to the homestead. And you can get a special drink on us and some other perks, but you can stay there. And, if you are if you're on our, we have a list. If you're on our list, if you're on our friends and family list, and yes, Drake, you're on our friends and family list. If you're on our friends and family list, you can stay there as long as we have the space.
And so is Gary Crunkleton. He's a permanent invitee.
Gary's permanent. Gary will be part of the opening weekend for sure. Gary, you're on there. We've already talked about this. Okay, he's on our advisory. First of all, we got to set our advisory committee meeting. That's on my to-do list. I said that earlier. And we have to announce who they are because they're really special human beings. They're very, very blessed. God's the chairman of the board, then Brian and I, and then our special friends, Anything else you want to share this week about the homestead?
It's this.
The best is yet to come. Yeah, we're so pumped. So what do y'all think about Brian? Do a good job? I woke him up from a nap, so he's probably a little slower than he would be normally.
I'm so tired.
Oh, I know. Babe, thank you. We love having you, B.
Thank you.
You're so cute. You got a little sun today.
You.
No, we appreciate y'all. We cannot wait to keep coming on here. So reach out to us. Let us know what you want to hear from Brian. We should probably have a question. Oh yeah, submit your questions. Anything goes, and I'll ask Brian a viewer question in our next month in May. We'll see you in May, guys.
The main question is, how can I do this less often, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh. All right, guys, we love you. Thank you for being a part of our Biggie community. See ya.